Hi, and welcome to day 8 of a 55-day phase 1 transformation from being unemployed, overweight, broke, and slightly depressed to being in a state or a position in life of having financial stability, gainful employment or income, and losing weight, being in shape, and feeling a lot better about our situations. If you've stumbled upon this blog or were recommended it because of a situation that you find yourself in of also being unemployed or out of shape or whatever it may be, financially broke, then I want to encourage you to follow along. Everything that I'm doing comes from a place of reality in my life, in the position that I find myself in. And if you want to get a backstory on that, you can check out the day 1 blog. But basically, just very successful at one point in my life, had it all, lost it all, and I shouldn't say all, but lost finances and a job, and have no money and things like that. And this journey is to help you as well as myself get to a position of being a lot happier. So I hope you follow along on that. Today on day 8, what I want to talk about for our daily topic is to talk about perseverance and patience. And I guess it would make sense after we went through 1 week of this together, you probably have a couple of things going on if you're having the same situations that I have. The first is you're probably feeling a lot better about yourself, because to commit to a 7-day plan of action of getting out, getting some exercise, and as I had mentioned in day 1 or 2, even just walking around the block, anything, just get up and do something more than you've done before, eat just something healthier than you've eaten before, or cut down on one meal less than you have before. Financially trying to put some money away, even if it's $1 or $2 a day, just to have a little extra cash on the side when you get employed again and find employment, will help you in the process. But just overall taking the right steps, job searching and all of that. And if you've been doing that, you probably feel a lot better about yourself. I know I do after the first week. But what you'll also find, though, if you're like me, is that you're saying, okay, I've been doing this for a week. Where's the results? I'm not seeing any results. I have no more money than I had the day I started 7 days ago. I have not lost any weight. I have no more job opportunities than I had then. I haven't found a job yet. And I'm in the same spot. I'm in the same position. I haven't found anything, but financially, at least my account isn't negative today. It's not much. It's probably $60, but if you saw on day 1, I was going to have nothing in it within 24 hours. Actually, it was overdrawn. So I'm better off there. I've been walking 2 miles a day, trying to do everything, eating a little bit better. So I do feel a lot better. And you get to that point, you're like, okay, I've done everything. I feel a lot better. Now, where are the results? And it can be real easy to get frustrated. So I want to talk about perseverance and just encourage you to remember that, A, you have to have patience at this point. It's not going to happen overnight. It might not happen until week 5. Week 6, till you see some real major breakthroughs in both the job search and in finances, or feeling better and after working out or getting some exercise over the course of these 5 weeks. So it might take a little bit of time, but what I really want to encourage you not to do is to give up at this point. To give up any time, at any point through this process, because what a lot of people have found that have been in similar situations like this, and some of them for many, many years as they've struggled to become successful, is that right when they're ready, right when they're almost to the point where they're going to have their first major breakout of success, or major breakthrough, I should say, in their life, either financially, job-wise, something, they just stop, they quit. And I know if you've ever at any point throughout your life attended seminars for work or have done them personally on your own, you've heard the stories about, the gold miner that was a couple of inches from the vein, the gold vein, and one more pick swing, he would have found the gold. Who knows whether most of those stories are just neat little fables to try to help you understand the point, or if any of that was in fact for real that really happened. But the moral of all the stories is the same, and it's a moral that is good to keep in mind, is that you never know when your next breakthrough is going to happen, or when these things that we're doing together over 55 days and over 5 months to December 22nd are finally going to pay off. So don't give up. If you're familiar, I want to share this with you real quick. Abraham Lincoln, I'm sure we've all heard stories about good old Honest Abe and things that he's went through, but he's probably one of the biggest inspirational figures in my life that I've never really met, and a political figure, a historical figure that I really have looked up to. But you know, one of the things that I find really interesting is a lot of people don't realize, and I just want to read this, so forgive me for looking down, but Abraham Lincoln had so many defeats in his life and so many negative things that happened that people forget that he went through this, or don't even know. They just hear about the success he had as presidency and abolishing slavery and all the things that he did in that capacity. But we forget that he had went through more adversity than probably anybody could handle. So as I read this real quick, I want you to think to yourself, okay, at what point would I have given up? And would you have the patience and the determination to stick with it, to face this all of this through everything that he had? So here we go. So Abraham Lincoln ran for legislature in Illinois and was defeated. He also entered business with a partner, and when it failed, it left him with debts that took him 17 years to pay off. Now, just as a side note, if you're where I'm at in life and you're saying, okay, I'm already 2 months behind in the car payment, you know, I'm 2 weeks away from eviction if I don't figure out a way to put together the rent or the mortgage, or I owe the bank, or I owe these people or those people, you know, just keep that in mind. It took him 17 years to pay back his friend for a business that failed. He fell in love with a young lady, became engaged to her, and then she died. His fiancée, I'm sure you may have heard that, proposed marriage to another lady after that and was turned down. Ran for Congress and was defeated. Attempted to get an appointment to the U.S. Land Office but failed. Became a candidate for the U.S. Senate and was defeated. Was defeated by Douglas. Suffered the loss of 2 young sons, Eddie 3 and Willie 12. And when Willie passed away, when he died, it was just a huge blow to Lincoln's wife, who suffered huge amounts of depression and, you know, catastrophic emotional trauma that really affected Lincoln and was difficult, obviously, to work through. And throughout his life, he had so many job positions. He did everything from rail splitting, boatman, manual labor store clerk, soldier, store owner, election clerk, postmaster, survey, state legislature, lawyer, congressman, and finally president of the United States. And I'm sure that most of the people in Lincoln's life were probably going, when is this guy going to get his act together? Like, holy cow, what a tragic mess this dude is. But you know what? Look at what happened. Look at what ultimately came in. It took him years, decades of pushing through to get to the point he did in his life. And I just want to encourage you that after week 1, even after day 55, keep pushing, because, you know, there's people, including Lincoln, that have really pushed a long time to get to where they had to be. And it's going to take that for you and for me. And I just want to encourage you to have patience, understand the process takes time, and then to push through and really have a commitment and determination to do it. So there, hopefully Lincoln's story will help inspire you. We're not in that bad of a shape as bad as we think we are right now. And tomorrow on day 9, a new tip will come. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll catch up tomorrow. Take care.